How About That Cigar is proud to bring you coverage of the 2022 PCA show, and it's all brought to you by the new Nica Rustica Adobe from Drew Estate.
How About That Cigar, day 3 at the PCA Lounge with Josh Habursky. How's it going, brother?
Fantastic. Good to have you here.
Good to have you, man. So tell us, how's the show been?
It's been fantastic. It's been a whirlwind, extremely busy. I think every session has been packed. We've been doing, breakout sessions on government affairs. We've had 9 state association meetings, 1 general session. We've had several public officials, members of Congress, state reps coming through. So it has been a fantastic time and something that we've been really proud to showcase because there's a ton of retailers, manufacturers with a lot of enthusiasm right now.
Yeah, and I even heard the FDA was here.
The FDA was there. We had two reps from the FDA, and I think we informed them. They see the uniqueness of premium cigars, the pride, the tradition. So it's always positive when regulators and legislators can see firsthand that we are very different, and they're starting to see that, I guess. And being forced to see it not only firsthand and seeing in the trade show, but through our arguments, through the courts, through lobbying and the like.
But just, witnessing and seeing the community and seeing the people, it's that's got to be one of the biggest arguments, is looking and seeing that this culture is not this destructive, nasty thing that, anti-tobacco wants to paint premium cigars as.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been ever since my tenure when I started, the FDA has been on site. They've sent representatives. This year, it was 2. We've had as many as 8, and we give them unfettered access. I'm not going booth to booth with them, showing things. They can see it for themselves because we know that a lot of folks, in the vast majority in the industry, but everyone here at the show, is taking pride in what they're doing, and we want them to have organic conversations. It's not force-fed talking points.
Yeah. Now, if you wouldn't mind just giving a quick synopsis of the Judge Maida response last week, I think it was, and what that means for the industry.
So, the judge determined that the deeming rule in terms of regulating premium cigars was arbitrary and capricious. And he struck that down. We're at the point where our side, Michael Edney, our litigator, who represents CAA, CRA, and PCA, were the three parties of the lawsuit. He's preparing a 10-page brief that will be due July 26th. And the FDA will do the same. And basically, it's determining what the remedy will be. We already know we won, but how are they going to either fix the deeming rule application of premium cigars, or are they going to strike it down? And there's a lot of potential ramifications based off of that, decision.
Fantastic, and we really appreciate everything that the PCA, CRA, and many of the retailers and manufacturers have all rallied around to be a part of, that decision. It's huge.
It's been a several-year process, and now it's a formative statement. We can, a judge recognized what we all knew to be true, in that, they said the FDA, misled or misinterpreted the data about youth access. That's a huge point. That they didn't properly promulgate the rule. They didn't respond to CRA's comment, which they filed, and the concerns there. They never responded. They said that there was no distinction between health effects and usage of premium cigars. And NASEM, who they contracted out earlier this year, they determined that there are differences in health effects and usage. So we've had a really strong year with that, strong year in the States, and building off that enthusiasm, it's great to get a win right before the trade show. So the timing could not have been better.
Right, absolutely, because obviously our neighbors to the north in Canada and brothers and sisters down under in Australia, what they're dealing with, many of us in the United States have been kind of scared with where they ended up, that we might go in that same direction. And now with the current trajectory, it's looking okay.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely very fortunate to be in the United States with our system of government where there's recourse. You know, a regulator or a legislator might even get it wrong, but the courts are that fail-safe. And we're winning on all different fronts, you know, whether it's the state legislators working with regulators, working in the courts. We're moving, you know, we're a small team of 3 full-time staff in government affairs, but we're moving on all cylinders, and we're excited for what's to come. We're having dialogue. We had one of the breakout sessions on international policy and talking about things like in Australia and New Zealand, trying to prevent that from popping up here. And later this year, November 16th and 17th, we're going to host a policy summit in Washington, D.C. First day on domestic policy, second day on international. So
fantastic. Well, I just want to say, you know, congratulations on an amazing show. Congratulations on the legal front, and thank you for all that you do for the industry, for this show. It truly means a lot to us.
It's always a pleasure to talk with you guys. I'll tell you, the last one we did more history lessons. It felt like the History Channel talking history of cigars, and I'm like, this was one of my favorite interviews. And I'm a big fan of what you guys do with How About That Cigar. I think it's very unique, and the conversations are different every single time. So
Absolutely.
Keep up the good work there.
I appreciate that. We thank you very much. You guys, thank you for following along. Stay tuned for more coverage from PCA 2022.